Hi, everybody. There is a place that I would just love to go to. One day I will. It's a place that is going to be really good for my mental health, a restoring of my soul. And I think it's going to be like beautiful gardens, just like amazing gardens. They're colourful, there's full of colour all year round. There's fruit trees that are going to be full of ripe fruit all year round. Different fruit I've never tasted before, different tastes, different just experiences of fruit and vegetables and enjoyment. There's going to be beaches that are sparkling with shells and sand and fish. I'll be able to look down and see fish swimming in the sea. There's going to be uh, meals or sunsets. Going to be sunsets and sunrises that I can just enjoy, that are magical type kind of, and there's like soft, tender hues of colors changing just every 5 minutes or something, just so enough just so you can take it in and go, oh, there's another one. And the food is going to be absolutely incredible, tasty, nutritious, good, and there's going to be like large, big tables where everybody can have a great party. But there's also going to be like little tables to the side where I think you could have really deep, intimate connections with just a few people. And the beds are going to be like perfect. You'll just be able to go sink into those beds and you'll just sleep deep, deep, secure sleep. And all the time there's going to be like, I don't know, just nice sounds in the ear, just really nice music, or not cheesy music, but just really nice soothing music, and maybe some perfumes from roses that might just float in or something like that. And of course, my favorite friends are going to be there too, and family, our soulmates, and we're all just going to be getting on fantastic. And we're all going to be dancing and enjoying each other. And I think it's going to be a place that's going to really restore my soul. And look, I need places that are like that in the here and now, or that kind of mimic or point to that type of heavenly place, this new heaven and this new earth. Look, see, I live here in New Zealand, and it is an extremely beautiful place. And I've been to lots of different countries and experienced lots of different beauty from all around the world. And I come back here and I say, this is a beautiful, beautiful country. And just 5 minutes down the road, I've got a lovely beach I can walk on and enjoy the sand and the sea and and take photos. One of which is actually the picture I've used on the blog post. Um, if you come over to the website, you'll be able to see the picture of a walk going out. Well, that's just 10 minutes down the road. And I remember showing some friends of mine around from overseas a scene that I'd seen many, 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 many times. And as they looked at it, they go, yeah. And I still, whenever I see that scene, it goes, oh, yeah. Oh, wow. And something connects with me from that scene, from that beautiful scene of looking down to valleys of trees and out to a sea, still restores my soul. Something gets shifted into me that's good. And I think it's something to do with it's a shift of focus of receiving something into my tired soul. I take it in. Now, we've been doing a little series on restoring the soul, and I've done the first part was what restores your soul, the three P's, and that's people, place, and practices. Last week, I talked about people that restore the soul, and this week, I'm talking about places. And it's really interesting. It's really good how in the Bible Jesus' story is punctuated by little snippets of where he withdraws and goes off to the mountains or to the desert, or he goes for a walk on the beach, and he goes away to have a bit of alone, a bit of alone time, a bit of restorative time, where he can get his tank filled up a little bit. And I'm so glad that the gospel writers mention that, because if they didn't, it would appear that Jesus was just do, like a robot, like an AI machine. But no, he was fully human, fully divine, and he needed places to restore his soul. And even going back even further to the book of Hosea, one of my favorite all-time Bible verses is this from Hosea 2:14. And God speaking to his people Israel, and he speaks to us, and God says, "Therefore I will now allure her, allure her, like tempt her." And he says, "And bring her into the wilderness, and speak tenderly to her." And it's like, come away with me. Come away with me. Come and enjoy the alone time with me out in the desert, and let me fill your cup up. And I love that. I love that imagery of God wanting to me to come away with them and enjoy the dance. And it seems to me like there's like kind of a magnetic pull from God's creation, um, as to come away to look at them. And just as I'm speaking to you on the YouTube, I'm looking out to a window which is just behind the camera here, and there's a camellia flowering. And I've just seen one of our native birds here in New Zealand, a tui, come down and start having a look at the flowers for nectar and insects and things. But it's a lovely distraction about place, because this is a place that feeds my soul. And I want to make sure I have a habit of diving deeply into that place where there is a sense of God's goodness. And Rick Hansen, he says he's a writer and psychologist, I think. He says that your brain is like Velcro for negative experiences, so it sticks onto them, but Teflon for positive ones. And isn't that so true? The negative just grab onto us, don't they? And they just cling onto us, and we just can't seem to let them go. But anything good that happens to us, it just goes off us like Teflon. And so we need to be very proactive in having a habit of um, becoming like a bit like Velcro for those good ones, good things. And so my encouragement out of this particular post of um, places that restore the soul is to actually take in the good. Uh, take in the good. So take notice of invitations. So like here's a tui, and I'm like, oh, I could just get lost in watching that for 10 to 20 seconds, and uh, lose myself and not talk with you. But take note of those little invitations that are always there in so many different ways that say, I'm alluring you, come away with me. Take note of those things. Number two is to dive into those experiences for at least 10 to 30 seconds. Now, that doesn't sound very long, but actually, if you actually do something for 10 to 30 seconds, yeah, it's a reasonable pause in your busyness. Uh, and I would encourage you to give yourself fully to that aspect of beauty, and try and let it fill your body as intensely as possible. Thirdly, is sense that this positive experience is soaking into you, right? Like a sponge, it's soaking into you. And look, you can smell a rose, right? Gone. Or you can smell a rose, and you take it in and savor all the smells and the glory of it for 10 to 30 seconds. Now, that will do something in your brain. It seriously will. Or I've got a cup of coffee here, and I could smell the coffee, and I could take it in and let all those flavors go throughout the brain, and teach my brain some new things. So much so you do this is that this smell, this experience, this what you're looking at, this place becomes part of who you are, and it's training the brain to observe the good and take in the good. And number four is repeat. Repeat, 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 repeatedly do this. Take in those places that are there for you to restore from. Now, there's a second place to restore. So we've looked at a place to restore our soul, but what about restoring the place? Much of our landscape, much of what's around us needs restoring. Needs a bringing back to life. So it could be things like we have planting programs here in New Zealand. So local areas, people and volunteers are invited to come out and plant trees and shrubs and ferns and grasses, and as these grasses and things take over, that becomes a habitat for bird life. I was talking like the tui, insects, fish in the sea and the streams, and they begin to re-inhabit these places. And these places that we've put a lot of life into become places for others to go and restore in. So I can go to these places that volunteers over the years have planted and done this sort of work, and I can be restored by what they have done. A place to restore is an invitation to restore God's creation. All right, I'm part of what God is wanting to do here on this earth, restoring it. And perhaps it's also involved in creating a new heaven and a new earth. Hey, I hope you found this interesting. Love to hear from you. You can email me, barry@turningthepage.co.nz, or come over to the website. You'll find a contact form there. A big thank you to people who helped me finance this little venture. It's totally voluntary that I do this, and so any help financially to meet hosting fees and things like that all goes a long way. So I hope this week you will find a place to restore yourself and that you will soak in it. Okay, bye.